Hi ladies, it's Karen, and I have a couple of completed projects to share with you. I made a couple of lace rolls inspired by Bona. She's LiveLoveScrap. We all know who Bona is. And the first one I created, I used a spool just like this one. You know, I took the rest of my ribbon or my lace off, and I used this as my base. So this is what I created, and I know Bona is having a swap with these things, and I saw Lydia's. She's at Triple Dog Dare You, and I saw Lydia's lace roll, and I thought it was adorable as well, and I really wanted to give it a try, and this was really quick and super fun to create. So first, I'll show you the collection that I used. I used the Lifetime collection by Prima. Really sweet paper pad. I'm sure you all have seen it. But very, very cool images, and the background is very shabby vintage, and the colors are very sweet. So I used that, and I used this, I guess it's kind of like a burlap, a soft burlap, as my base. And what I did was I took a strip of this, it's 18 inches, and I had to cut, you know, this end and this end off, you know, to make it be able to wrap around my spool. I didn't create the spool itself, so I had to, you know, work with the size of the pre-existing spool. So the first thing I did was I painted it with vintage white paint. You know, the spool looked like this. I painted it with gesso and vintage white paint inside and out, you know, and on the spool part itself. And then I just took my base and started creating. I covered the top and bottom with this paper from the collection, really sweet. This doily is from Julie the Paper Bag Lady, and I cut it in half and kind of scrunched it so that I could get that effect, and put this rose from this flower from Michael's in the middle there, and then these two are also from Michael's, these mint colored ones, and these white ones are from I Am Roses. So I put that there and then just added some bling. The distressing is frayed burlap, and I used this paper as my, you know, as the bottom. Really cute. Because it was a pre-existing spool, you know, it was too difficult to paper, you know, underneath, so I left it alone. I just painted it. So, and for the clothes, I added this little charm. It's just one of those Tim Holtz memo pins, and I just, you know, stuck it in there, and I added a sewing machine because there's images of sewing machines in this collection, and the key, and Tim Holtz pearl, and I just, you know, stuck that in there and just created a little dangling charm. I thought it came out really cute. These are Recollection flowers, some more doilies from Julie the Paper Bag Lady. This black mesh trim or black blingy trim is from my stash. This is a bloomer, probably from Saw Crafters, and another Michael's flower, or Recollections flower. And then, and then this is what the rest of the outside looked like. This crochet trim here is from Hobby Lobby. Another Recollections flower and more doilies. And that's where I adhered it. So, so that's the outside. I went over it a little bit with gesso so it wouldn't be so dark. But I thought that came out really cute. And then for the inside, sorry, this is kind of funny to show. I mean, awkward. So then the inside is this. And see, it was because it's a pre-existing spool, it was difficult for me to paper that spool, you know, so I just added this lace and bling trim from Prima that I had gotten from my Miranda's giveaway. And for the inside, I went all the way down the length of the, you know, the length of the roll with this, if you could see it, this crochet trim that's from Joann's. They're lace on a roll. And then on the top I added this brown like daisy type trim, is also from Joann's. I had gotten a spool of that a while back. And I wanted to add those mostly so that this burlap type trim wouldn't fray. So I started off with this little rosette from Suha Fuha. I had these in my stash for a really long time. This is a little image from the collection. It says Key to My Heart. I added a little bit of trim there. There's some this piece of lace in the background here from my stash, if you could see that. There's like different layers of trims and pieces of lace, but this tiny little cameo, so cute, is from Beady Bom Bom when Elizabeth had her store. This piece here is one of the flower wood veneers from Prima that Lydia had given me, and I just colored it with one of my Heidi Swap sprays, and then I added this little doily, and this is from also the Paper Bag Lady. Right now she's selling a bag of these. I used a ton of them up already doing these spools, but what these are connectors. You know, when all the lace doilies are together on their tablecloth or bedspread or whatever, they're all connected with these tiny little pieces. So she's selling these pieces. I think this came with either 50 or 75 of them. I mean, just a load of them in here. So so that's, you're going to see a lot of these in my spool. That's where I got these. So I used one there. There's a little flat back pearl. This is a piece of a lace that eyelet lace that I'd cut out. So it looks like an applique, and a Prima wood piece, the stopwatch. And then this piece here, I believe this is Maya Road. I'd gotten this from Cassie. And this is Melissa Francis crochet trim. And I added this from the collection. It says Enjoy the Little Things. I thought it was really cute. Little flat back pearl. This flower, I believe Natasha had made for me. She's Manashka here on YouTube, and it came out beautifully. Her flowers are so stunning, and I'm trying not to hoard them, but they're beautiful. But I thought this one was perfect for this project, so thank you, Natasha. And then I added behind there's a little bit of burlap. I did a lot of lace layering and stuff like that. And then there's a Recollections flower. There's another one of those little doily pieces, a little key charm. This is a green rosette I'd gotten a while back from Donna. She scrap challenged her on YouTube. And I just love the color. And then this is a ticket from the collection I fussy cut, and it says Lavender, and it says Reach, and there's a picture of a doily on there. I thought that was really cute. And then I thought this connector piece was really sweet. It kind of looks like the sunshine, right? And I layered it with another half piece of doily underneath it. And this house is, I believe this one's Prima, and I sprayed it with some Heidi Swap sprays and stuff. Tried to get it that mint color to go with the collection. It's a little piece of Prima lace there. Another little, this is like one of those, this is like a lace flower that I had. they come in like a long trim, and I just cut one off. Another tiny cameo from Beady Bom Bom shop, Elizabeth. Another piece of doily here behind, and this is, I layered it with this pink piece that I'd gotten from Margaret a while back. Another piece of Prima trim. What else is back there? There's this little organza flower that I had in my stash. And then that's the Velcro piece to adhere it. I think I got everything. So just really super cute. I like the way it came out. So that's my lace roll. And these are really fun to do, and I just it's a great idea because you could use up all your lace, all your scraps and everything, and I just really had a good time with it, and I have ideas to do a few more, and I have another one to share, but I'll do a separate video on it. Oh, excuse me, have to close this up. And thank you so much, Bona, and for the inspiration. If I didn't already have a couple of other obligations this month, I would have tried harder to get involved in Bona's swap. But I'm so happy for Lydia that she made it in the swap, and Bona's her partner. So how cool is that? Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. This is a little tag I fussy cut from the collection. I think I'm going to put it on a jump ring and add it there because it's a gift. So, yes, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.